So it's a lot about being explosive, a lot of short bursts, jog, walk, run, jog, walk, run, jog, walk, run. Trying to mimic the energy systems that we use in a game. So all said, we train for about 2 hours. So we'll train from 7:30 to 9:30. In the past, we've gone Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now we're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll work stick skills on top of that. So we do that our first month. We have a month of practice where we lift 2 to 3 times a week, and then we have another month of lifting and running and individual sessions with you guys. And then they're in the winter program, that they're at home, hopefully up here in Long Island training. And then when we come back in the spring, we have a couple weeks before spring practice starts. So again, we'll resume our schedule, and it is extremely hard. Our guys work really hard. I tell all our recruits when they come in that we do lift weights at Duke University. It's not optional, it's required. So if you don't like to lift weights, if you don't like to train, maybe you either need to learn to like it, or maybe Duke isn't the place for you. Guys work extremely hard. I don't pull my punches with them. If they're doing a good job, I'll tell them they're doing a good job. If they're not doing a good job, I tell them they're not doing a good job too. So it's the same as pick up the ground ball with 2 hands. You got to be coachable. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm coaching you. It's a big thing for freshmen. I think they're just not used to being coached. Not necessarily on the field, but in the weight room where it was. I know when I was in high school, it was here's the program, and then the coach sat there and read the newspaper and drank coffee. I thought that there was a better way to do that, and that's why I'm here. For you guys, you have a wide difference in how old you are, and not only age, but just maturity level and so on and so forth. I would recommend, if you are lifting weights, hopefully you have a coach that can help you out. If he's sitting there reading the paper, ask him to help you out. Hopefully he can. It might just be he doesn't realize it, but ask him if he can help you out, or seek out that information. Online, there's a lot of things I taught myself how to power clean, and that was really before the internet was really big. I was reading books and trying to figure it out. Seek out that information. You don't need to max when you go in the weight room. I always tell our freshmen, you have 4 years to impress me. You don't need to do it, this week. And then they always seem like they want to go max on bench the first day, and that's not necessary. A lot of body weight stuff you guys can do: push-ups, pull-ups, body weight squats, body weight lunges, and then start incorporating more weight training.
Well, we would say that 2 things we would say is that lifting weights is not going to make you a better lacrosse player, but it will help you be a better athlete. It will help prevent some injuries. It'll make you maybe a little bit quicker, or a little bit stronger, and certainly it'll make you committed. But it's something that when we get to our level, it's necessary. But at your level, it's not about how much you lift, but the importance of technique is really, really important, and doing it right. Doing lightweight and doing things correctly from the beginning. You want to talk about that, about technique?
I like to talk about how to, how fast, and then how much. So how to lift, using correct technique, depending on whatever that would be. An Olympic lift, a power clean, or a full clean, or a snatch is a hard lift to learn. That you really need a coach there. Pull up, it's pretty easy, but hey, how to do it, get your technique down. How fast? So how fast you can move the bar, how fast you can come out of the bowl in a squat. So hopefully we're listening to what coaches talk about. Hey, when we're always talking about being explosive, being aggressive steps when you're dodging, how fast you can move the bar, then we'll worry about how much. And like I said, we max out once a year, and we'll move some load, but our load is heaviest really for about 2 to 3 weeks to get everything cleared out. So really concentrating on how to do the lifts. And then in season, yeah, we're still squatting, we're still cleaning, but we're still working on technique. And in season is a great time to improve on technique. It's just imperative that you're always being coachable. Hopefully someone's able to keep an eye on you and concentrate on how to do things correctly.
If they could do anything without weights, without bars, what would you recommend now at their age while they're playing, 1, 2, 3 sports?
Pull-ups. Pull-ups and push-ups. And we had a soccer guy who always comes into the weight room and stretches out. And I told him every time he comes in he has to do 10 pull-ups. And now all of a sudden he's good at pull-ups because he'd always come through. Now honestly, I think he was coming in through looking for women. But I told him every time he comes in to stretch out he has to do 10 pull-ups. And now he's a lot better at pull-ups. Pull-ups you can't really mess up. Do some pull-ups. Pull-ups, do some push-ups.
And one of the hardest things is, in the weight room, there are some guys at your age that are kind of just maybe a little bit more mature, and so they feel a little more comfortable, and you're embarrassed, so then you don't do the work because, like, you don't think, you know, that you should be lifting more and you're not. Then you got to get over that. For your own development, you can't worry about what anybody else does. We never use that as a comparison. I mean, when Max Quinzani was a freshman, right? And you know, Max played for us 2 years ago. When he was 5'7", he was probably the #1 guy on our team in terms of the weight that he put up in squats, right? I mean, he could. Right. Last year was Terrence Molinari, was a fifth-year senior from Manhasset, and one of the smallest guys. What we actually are looking for is great effort. We said we never yell at a guy for missing a ground ball. We yell at guys for not giving great effort chasing ground balls. We would never yell at guys. We get C's in the classroom. They don't really get C's to do it. It's like death if they get C's. But if they did, only if they didn't give great effort in that course. It's the same thing in the weight room. It is important as you get older, as you try to evolve in this. If this is something that you want to do, tell us. Listen, I told you guys in the beginning of camp today, we just had camp down in Durham. We had kids from 25 states. Our best freshman was from Dallas, Texas. All right, best freshman that we had. Our second best freshman is from New Hampshire. Kids are playing lacrosse all over the country. It's more competitive than it's ever been. And if you'd like to maybe play eventually, you know, this is just one part of, but it's just an attitude. It's going in there and doing the best you can. Doing 10 push-ups a day. And then the first week, and then the second week you do 11. And then the third week you do 12. And you get to a point where it's push-ups, pull-ups. And then when your body is ready and your coaches can tell you, then you can move on to the next thing. But it does become important as you get older. And we don't want to not say that it isn't, but we do want to tell you that you got to be smart about how you go about it.